Hi there, I'm Nu-Trix, and today we're looking into a plugin called GlitchStep from Alex Matheu. He's been doing plugin for a while. We had in the past a Glitch Core, which was another plugin from Alex. I did an interview with him at the time, and the link should be there or below. And the Glitch Core was a glitching, of course, plugin for sound. So you would send audio through it and it would chop it into slices, and you could reassemble them and in real time creating glitches between the slices, which was really well done for the purpose of what it was. When GlitchStep came out, I thought it would be like a version 2, something more advanced, doing audio glitching, but it was not. It's not for audio. It's for Midi. GlitchStep is Glitch Core for Midi instead of for audio. So basically, it's a sequencer, if you want, because it generates notes and controls, and you can play it live, and it will control whatever Midi device you send it to. So a drum machine, a synthesizer, a sampler, it's your choice. Virtual or hardware, doesn't really matter. So it's bizarre, it's fun, and let's just dive right in. So I'm using it in ZenBeats. First we'll start with the one with notes. So I'm using Mariana, the Moog synthesizer, and I'm using GlitchStep. So just go back here. You see that here, there are no notes. This block here is totally empty, so there's no notes in my sequence. The GlitchStep plugin is the one with the notes. Now, let's just go rapidly through the different section. You have the top section where you have, it's kind of a step sequencer if you want. You control the note by playing with this value here. You decide which one it is, the note itself. I would have wish that I could just double tap and enter C1, C2, C sharp, but no, you have to glide it, which is okay. But sometimes when you try to hit one specifically, my big finger is not as good as if I just double tap and enter a note, but it still works. You have 8 different patterns here you can load and save. And there's I would say, song mode if you want. A chain of patterns that you can just, I want to hear that one, plus it's going to be added here. I want to hear that one, plus it's going to be here. Oh, I want it to be earlier, move it here. Oh, I want this to be earlier, move it here. So you can organize a chain of these patterns. Now the patterns, inside them you have 4 different sequencer playing at the same time. You have the notes, the one we see right now, okay? For each of them, you have the value here of the notes, and you have if it's playing or not. So turn it on or off. Then you have the gate. Again, the knob is for the length, in this case, of the gate of the note. You have the velocity. So from 0 to 127, okay? So velocity. And you have probability that note will play. So you say, well, this one is going to play after time. This one is going to play, 3/4 of the time. And this one is going to play 1 time every 4 playing, 25%. So these are probabilities. At the top, you have the rate itself. What's the global timing values of all these steps? If you change it here, it's going to affect everyone. But if you keep it here, you could still, in this one here, global rate, you could say I want to have, in this case, I want to have 1/8 of a note. So 1/8 of a note for this one here will be just for this one, where the rest will be a 1/16 of a note. So you can have a separate one if you want. I'm going to keep it the same one because it's going to be logical. And then if you want to try other things, you can just try other things if you want to. Okay. You have the start, so you can say it's going to start on 6 if you want. So it's going to start on this one 6, and the other one will not play. It's going to start on 6 and end on 16. You could say it's going to play from 6 to 8. So if you press play now, let's say I'm going to play just that one. See, you have the start and the loop here. If I say now I'm going to play from 1, plays from this one to that one. Okay. If I go back to this one. So this is all because for all of them, they stop at 8. It's not per pattern if you want. So I'm going to take this one and put it to 16. To play all of them up to 16. Now, what you have here are ways to edit that track. This one is a randomizer, but it will randomize whatever you decide here. So let's go through what it is. You have this one here. This one is to move the value of the steps, nudge one step before or one step after. And what value you're moving is decided here. Right now I'm playing with the gate, so if I go back to see the gate, now I'm seeing the gate. If I move this, you see that all the value, like this one is 20 to 65. If I move it like that, now 65 is here, it's on 5. So I can just move them around until I get the value that I want. If I want to move the steps, if I want to move the notes, I can go notes, I can move it like this. Now you see the steps have moved, the value have moved. Or I can move the steps without changing the notes. So I changed where they're going to be active. So this thing is really interesting in the way you're going to use this. If you want to change just probability, you can just go click on this one and then move it somewhere else. Or you can go randomize. You go back to probability here, randomize. It changed the probability for all of them. The amount of randomization depends here of that value, random range here. If you say I want to have between half and maximum, do it again. Everything is between 57 minimum here and maximum is 86 and 87. So it's a question of how you want to do this. You can say, no, I want it to be very high. Go randomize again. But everything is between 87 and 99. So it's just a question of how you want to do it. It's very quick. You get the swing. So you can swing the timing of the steps. But this is, when you look at it, you go, okay, I get what it is. It's kind of what I'm expecting. And if you become out of sync, you can re-click here. Sync back to the sequence of the host. Like, okay, this is what I like. But this is without using this one at the bottom here. Actually, this one was active. That was wrong. Okay, now listen to this one. This one is active. This one is turned off. So I have the first one here playing. If I go to the second one, if I turn these off, okay, so it's very easy to know what's happening. It's pretty cool. I like it's easy and quick. So it's basically having 8 different memories of step sequencers with 4 different type of control you can have with the step sequencer. So really powerful for this. And the generation of randomization of, I don't know, the velocity and stuff like that can create, you know, I can take this one, I'm going to copy to 4, paste, and I'm going to go velocity, and I'm going to change randomize, okay, randomize velocity, this one here. This is the velocity. Really quickly get going into the direction you want. Now, what you can add to this is this one here at the bottom here. If you turn this one on, now these slices are 16 slices of these 16 steps. You can say, I want to play step 1. You're basically controlling the steps that you have on top. You see, this one is turned on green. So now it's playing by switching all the green lights you see. It's because this one is triggering them. If I have the normal one, I can just go, I want to go back to this. It's basically playing one step after the other. But if anytime, you just go randomize. Got a new rhythm that I had never thought of making. And this is Midi, and I could record the output as a Midi, Midi file or a Midi source like I would be playing. I could record the Midi output and have this in the sequence. Now, again, you have here a randomize. You can nudge one side on the other one, or you can nudge up or down. So you can create new rhythm like that. And you have the last one, if you turn it on. This is an arpeggiator or glitching if you want. So see, at the bottom here, you can see it's glitching at 1/16 of a note, and it's going to be the one note, so it's going to glitch on the one. It plays that over and over. I'm going to play 5 of them. And this is controlled also by, do you want a Dorian keys or scale, the range of the octave you're going to play, the minimum octave you're going to play, the channel it's going to take at the output, and the key in which this is supposed to be. So by playing with this, now this is also still listening to the notion of having different probabilities and all that stuff. If you click on this one here, it doesn't care about velocity and probability. It's going to play everything. It creates new rhythm right away. It's just really cool and quick to create. And again, remember that I could just record the output of this and have this long length of rhythms and ideas, and then just take the one I want and copy it somewhere else, and it becomes the riff that I just created by playing with this. And again, the same logic as here. You can say this is a cool one. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to take the second one. It's going to be here. The third one's going to be there. And if I press play, here it's going to play the first. Move them between them. This is for the GlitchStep using, controlling a synthesizer. Turn this off. Now I'm going to go for the drum. This is a little bit weirder. Let's go back. If I turn this off, what I did is that every note, C2, C sharp 2, D2, they're all different keys of a different sound on the drums, like kick, snare, hi-hat, toms, and all that stuff. So now if I want to play in this way, which is playing, I turn this on, playing all the different sounds, it doesn't sound like a drum. It sounds like just, here's the list of the sounds. But if I want, let's say I'm going to take 16 everywhere. 1 is my kick. 2 is also a kick. 3 is my snare. 4 is a clap, I think. There we go. 5 is a hi-hat. And then I've got, what's the other one? So now you're playing all the different sounds. It's kind of a monophonic drum machine because you cannot put a kick and a snare at the same time, because if you click with a snare, you don't have the kick anymore. So you're playing slices of the sequence that triggers different drums. So this is actually pretty weird, but it can create these cool drums, especially if you start adding this. Back everything to 1. Why? Oh, because I changed. Okay, this is my error. I limit this to lower than I should. So I did change all of that. So here you go. You can just create that really easily and rapidly, and you have that weird way of changing this in real time if you want to. So for the drum, you can create weird stuff if you want to. I would suggest that if you want to go do something really weird, I might actually try to put different, like a sampler with different voice and words on different keys, and have this recreate sentences that have no sense whatsoever. That could be cool. Anyway, it's just, again, it's glitch, so you have to like that type of control. But it's weird because it's Midi, and you can create these very melodic, songs and riffs you can do with that. So really cool. I just wish that when you double click on the knob, you could enter the note or the value more rapidly. Sometimes it's easier than my big finger moving it across. But that's just very technical in a way. Again, weird stuff, fun to be used and quick to be used. Thanks, Alex. Good job. Stay safe, make more music, and see you soon. Cheers.